Imagine I say to you, next year there's a play. It's the best play ever. Meaningful, funny, costumes. It's a great play and everything. We're all working towards this great play. So a year goes by and we go to the play and we get in there and it's outdoors, nice weather, our friends are there, there's good food, and the play starts and it's all in Japanese. Will you enjoy the play? The answer is, yeah, a bit. It's nice weather, you can hear the music is nice, but you don't really get it. The more Japanese you know, the more you get the play. You understand it. So let's rewind a year, and I say to you, there's a play next year, so it's all about the play next year. I just want you to know that the play is in Japanese. So there's many responses to that. One response is, I don't believe there's a play. I think you're making it up. Another one is, I think there's a play, I just think it's in Chinese. Another one is, I think there's a play, I'm sure it's in Japanese, but I just don't care, I'm busy. Another one is, okay, it's in Japanese, so I'll learn Japanese kind of resentfully because I don't. And someone else says, no, I'm going to now spend this year learning Japanese. So then the year comes, the person who says, I don't think there's a play, turns out there is a play, he's like, oh no. The person who says Chinese realizes in Japanese. So you get the idea. So, as long as you're a good person, you get to the play. So your chelek is, how much, you will all be sitting in the same room, but it's how much will you be able to enjoy it? How are you going to experience? How much pleasure are you going to get from the play? That's it. That's how it. And this is a very, 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 very important point. Pirkei Avot and other sources say, forget about the world to come. Forget about this world. Learning Japanese is good for this world as well. So obviously in the mashal, in the analogy, we say there's a world to come. What's the language of the play in the world to come? Spirituality. God consciousness is the language. To the extent you become spiritual and God conscious in this world, so then you will enjoy the next world. If this world for you is all about food and money and stuff, that doesn't exist in the next world. So you just won't enjoy the next world because you'll be like, where's all the food? And where's all the money? You just won't enjoy it. You'll be there, but you just won't enjoy it. Someone who in this world says, I'm going to become as God conscious as I can in this world, they'll go into the next world and they'll be like, this is great, because this is what I've been doing all night. But, very, very important, God consciousness makes this world better too. This world is much better if you have emunah, and if you have chesed, and if you're learning, and if you're growing. So Pirkei Avot says, forget about the next world. Even this world's much better. Mesilat Yesharim, who also, lots of this comes from Mesilat Yesharim, the path of the just, the first chapter, says really the ultimate place for God pleasure in the world to come. But then it says, but if you think about it even more, really the purpose of your life here is God consciousness, Kivat Elokim, closeness to God in this world. That's your purpose in this world, and that makes your life a lot better. You'll be a lot happier and have a lot better values and feel much better about yourself. So forget about the world to come, actually, although that is the ultimate place we're going to. Yes.
Though Hashem does not have needs, I'm trying to understand why the creation of man happened when the creation of land might not have been sufficient. Land and beautiful growing things on the ground, or then even animals.
Why
The creation.
why once we've got land and animals, why do we need man? Is that the question?
Mm-hmm. Or do we
Because
even need animals?
beautiful, because land and animals can't be God conscious. They haven't been given that. The whole purpose of creation is this relationship, and animals and land doesn't become God conscious. That's why when Hashem created man, it says, I've given you this world to use, not to abuse, God forbid, to guard and protect it, to use it, the garden. But everything in creation is for us, because only we can become God conscious. That's it. It's nice. Yeah, how the Midrash says it is, imagine you go, there's a wedding venue, and there's a chuppah, and there's chairs, and there's a band, and there's food, and there's all the guests. It's like, all of that is only for the khatan and the kala. That's it. So God created the venue and put everything in place, and now it's time for the khatan and kala, the sixth day, which is Rosh Hashanah. Adam gets created. Now they're under the chuppah. Now, even deeper, watch this. When Adam was created, it says, God made the man, male and female he made them. Grammatically incorrect sentence. I was an English teacher for a long time. God made the man, singular, male and female he made them. So our Kabbalistic teachings tell that actually Adam and Eve were created back to back. It was one being. It was a being with two heads and bodies back to back. I'm not a very good artist, but there we go. It looks like ducks, two ducks. So they were stuck together, back to back, male and female. And he created it. And so this is actually called a back-to-back relationship. Now this is a relationship that they did not choose. They were forced into this relationship. So then the Torah says, and Adam gave Eve a rib. So the Kabbalistic masters say, no, actually, and this happened on Rosh Hashanah. This is going to happen. He split them in half. So now they're separate. There's Eve, she's got a skirt on. So now they're separate. Now at this point, they have a choice. They can choose to have the relationship, or they can choose to walk away. He could go this way, she could go that way. When they were stuck together back to back, they couldn't choose the relationship. God split them apart and said to them, now you get to choose. Do you want to have this relationship or not? At which point, they then turn to face each other. This is called panim al panim, face to face. So they chose, we're going to choose to have the relationship and create intimacy, and that's called panim al panim, face to face. We're going to choose and we're going to work on the relationship. What does that remind you of? It reminds you of the neshama. This is just a cosmic replay of the whole purpose of creation. God, we had a back-to-back relationship with God. We didn't choose the relationship, we didn't earn it. The neshama was just having this relationship, didn't choose to earn it. So God says, get out of here. I'm pushing you far away in order for you to turn around and come back and create the relationship. And then it's called panim al panim. It's called face-to-face intimate relationship. Because you chose it and you worked for it. So when we came down and God created Adam and Eve, it was just a cosmic replay of this thing. Amazing idea. And that's what's happening on Rosh Hashanah. That's the power of Rosh Hashanah. Are you choosing the relationship with God again? You've got to choose the relationship. Work on the relationship. Find the relationship. Build the relationship. And you can only do it in a place where it's difficult. If it's not difficult, you didn't grow. You didn't achieve anything. So God put you in a physical world. I can't see God. There's so many issues. I've got financial issues, and I've got relationship issues, and I've got self-esteem issues, and I've got bad character traits and good character traits, and I've got my nature, and I've got my nurture, and I've got stuff that happened to me when I was a kid. I've got so much pushing me away from God consciousness. That gives me the ultimate opportunity to get the pleasure, because the harder the hike, the greater the feeling when you get to the top. When you're hiking in the Himalayas, if you just hike up a little hill, it's cute, it's nice. But if you walk for 5 hours up the Himalayas and then you suddenly see this beautiful vista of beautiful snow-capped mountains, that is the ultimate. So the